One. It is the first presidential debate here between Republican candidate Chase Stevens and independent candidate Mayowa Obole. The Democrat and the Green candidate are not present right now. And we will begin here. All right.
Hello.
All right. In the interest of in the interest of time, we will not have opening statements. So let's get.
Yes, we will.
No, we won't.
No, we won't.
Yes, we will. Imminently.
No. I'm your moderator.
You know what, Mayo? We both agreed to follow the rules, so let's go ahead and do that.
All right.
Well, let's not, because they're rigged.
All right. First question here. What do you think of President Troy Hay, or now former President Troy Hay, since he's the first president to resign since Nixon? We will start with you, Mayowa.
I think he is a terrible president that's done terrible things to this country. You know, these last few years have truly been a waste, and I'm glad he's resigned. And you know what? Under my administration, we will be locking up all the criminals and releasing all the people who are not criminals. And you know, in the Republican primary, there was Chris Miller, the rapist, and I just can't believe that was allowed. And we can't have them controlling our country. We need a voice like mine.
All right, Chase Stevens, your response?
You know what, Mayo? Unlike you, I'm going to respect someone and not call them names who is currently grieving the death of their husband. So let's try and be respectful to that fact.
The rapist.
But no, I'm not talking about Chris Miller. I'm talking about the incumbent president. You do realize he is mourning his husband who just died. So let's try and be respectful towards that. Now, let's go into exactly what this
signaling.
Excuse me, let's be a little bit more respectful here. I think the American people want to hear our ideas, not insults. Now, the president, I don't believe, accomplished the best that he could for the American people. Now, he was very preoccupied with other issues, and unfortunately, that did prohibit from being the best possible president that he could. But of course, he took some missteps, as most Democrats and most people most people on the far left do. And my opponent just wouldn't do that. He would continue on a path, or even a worse path than the previous president did. And especially Marty Davis, who's the current incumbent president, who just doesn't have the time to be here, would furthermore continue that. So what I would do is I would take progressive right-wing reforms to this country to be able to give us some more capitalist reform, to be able to get this country and its economy back on track.
All right. Our next question.
Chase, I can't believe that you disrespected Troy like that. He's in mourning.
Well, you know what? You call them names.
Rebuttals.
That is a word, correct?
Any rebuttals?
All right, sure. I don't know what my opponent was just saying, that I was disrespecting him. What my opponent did was a completely and disgusting attack on someone who's grieving the death of their husband.
But you said that Troy hadn't gone in the right direction. You said the far left is awful. Right. That's so disrespectful. Oh my God, you're disrespecting a mourning man. Oh my God, Chase, you're a horrible human being.
Okay. Now, what I said is I disagree with this policy. I'm not going to insult the man. I'm not going to call him a corporatist. I'm not going to call him some kind of tyrant. But what I am going to do is I'm going to talk about the exact issues that we need to face. The issues are that we have a completely unreasonable and high tax rate. We're taxing our businesses too much. The $12 minimum wage is killing our small businesses. It needs to go back to $7.
Do you think that people should?
Let's go to our next question. A minimum wage here. What is your stance on the minimum wage? We will start with Chase Stevens.
Well, I just stated it. I'd support us going back down to the $7 minimum wage. You know, I've said this before, but my cousins, they own a small seafood restaurant in the state of Connecticut. Before the Federal Minimum Wage Act was passed, they rose their minimum wage to $10.10. As a result, they have to lay off 1/3 of their workers. Along with this, they now have half the staff and are planning to cut off around 15% more of the staff because of the actions of the high minimum wage. They have to cut off their lower skilled workers because their higher skilled workers are the only ones that can remain. So you have more people who are going jobless, who cannot provide for their family, and just simply aren't being able to live the American dream. So by adding a higher minimum wage, more people lose their jobs. It's hurting the people that it's trying to help. As a matter of fact, it hurts the businesses, it hurts lower class people, it hurts the workers. And you know what? I think my opponent should acknowledge that if he's so pro worker as he likes to state.
All right. Mayor Oberlin.
I think okay, get my name right before we continue. Ola Bode.
Ola Bode.
I said Mayo.
No, I wasn't talking about Chase. I was talking about
Okay.
JP. I think it is completely and utterly disgraceful that my opponent believes that people should be earning starvation wages. You know, many studies, such as an Amherst University study in 2012, show that if the minimum wage is raised in slow increments, it does not have significant impact on unemployment. It does not mean that small businesses will have to lay off jobs, as Chase suggests. Now, I think your anecdotal story is very sweet. I think it's very soul crushing. But I think if we face reality and don't raise it all at once and raise it incrementally, we can have a minimum wage for workers, which means that they don't live on starvation wages and means the businesses can stay intact.
I have a rebuttal for that. So in the state
no,
of
you
Connecticut,
Josh!
in the state of Connecticut, they did raise it incrementally. It started from 7 to 750 to 8 to 850 incrementally. And you know what happened? Their unemployment rate skyrocketed by 30 and then 40 and then 50%. So that's just proof right there if you look at the state. And you know what? While we've done it nationwide, we've seen employment start to stagger. It's right now around 8% in this country, in the community. It's around 8%. And this has a
You
direct
can't just throw
correlation
around
to that.
figures like that without any evidence. I'd like you to cite your sources.
Well, that's from the community. That's those little news reports JP puts
No, that's not a source. Cite your sources immediately, or you will be kicked.
Yes, that is sources.
Yeah,
that is not a source.
Because there are things that are different happen in this community, and it's at 8%. So we need to decrease it, and creating more unemployed people doesn't.
Why do you believe that people should be working on starvation wages?
Well, you know, people aren't going to. You know what? People are going to starve if they don't have a job to be able to make money, Mr. Olabo.
True, but if they're earning starvation wages, they at least have the time to have.
No, they at least have money to be able to provide housing. They at least have money to be able to provide for their family. And they at least have
No.
This
is the point.
Food.
You don't have enough money to provide housing, to provide food, to provide heating,
you at least
to provide essentials that you need.
And by the way, the Office for Economic Opportunity did a study, and they found that around 85 to 90% of minimum wage workers earn more money a year after they have that job, and that 10% is usually around 16 to 21-year-olds who don't need that living wage. They go on to higher earning jobs. They move up into a company. People aren't just out there working only minimum wage jobs. They move up. That's how the economy works, and apparently you just don't understand that.
Okay, all right, apparently you're being a patronizing little shit.
Next question.
Imminently.
All right. Let us go to economy. We are going to be in. We economists say we are in the brinks of a recession.
This was very rigged. So unfortunately, I had to kick these two communists. So this debate is ending.